Do you know that every day, right here above Nairobi's Wilson Airport, pilots are gambling with their lives? What used to be a smooth descent has turned into a dangerous dance, dodging illegal skyscrapers, navigating laser-thin margins, and praying the wind doesn't shift. Ni kubaya. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another interesting video where there is some disturbing news that we must speak about. We must bring this to attention because something is happening around the Wilson Airport, which if not talked about, tragedy is going to happen. It's only a matter of time before Kenyans get thrown into mourning because what's happening around the airport, people are watching, people are seeing, people are hearing, people are thinking about it, but nothing is being done. We all know air transport is definitely the safest mode of transport, but now around the Republic of Kenya, some things are happening, and these things might lead to air transport not be considered as the safest way to transport anymore. In the recent past, we have seen plane crashes happening almost every month. These plane accidents have not only happened, but they have happened to even top government officials, remembering the late General CDF, Chief of Defense Forces, General Francis Ogola. We have even had people like Aden Duale, who is a cabinet secretary. There was a time he had a plane scare. A number of top government officials have in one way or another encountered a plane malfunction, and it has been happening even to other people, and the plane accidents have increased to a very high rate. Now, there are things which people usually do to prevent these accidents. And if you know that something might lead to an accident, you try your best to make sure that you prevent it because you don't want eventually the accident to happen. But now something is happening around the Wilson Airport, and I don't know if you have heard about it. But this thing, if not talked about and corrected, it is what we say, ajali haina kinga, yes, but there is something that can be done to prevent that accident. But now what is happening around the airport is something that can help the accident happen. I'll be sharing more updates about this particular subject because it is a topic that has been brought to light by our bold newspaper, The Standard, whereby they have highlighted a number of things on their front page and we must speak about them. So, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. If this is your first time watching a video from this channel, remember this is Duffy Updates, a place where we bring to light or bring to you latest political news, well detailed and well explained. And feel free to join us. This is a people's channel. It is your channel and you must support it. Make sure that you join by subscribing to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button under this video. It is free of charge. You can also give this video a thumbs up so that it can be pushed to more Kenyans because we need to make this get the attention that it deserves. Finally, click the notification icon on so that next time when I bring more updates, YouTube will automatically notify you that Duffy Updates have uploaded a new video. So thank you and welcome to today's video. So, on my opening statement, I mentioned that every day right here above Nairobi's Wilson Airport, pilots are gambling with their lives. This is because it has become very risky to navigate an aircraft around the Wilson Airport because of what is happening. You wake up tomorrow, there is a skyscraper that has just erupted from the soil. I mean that out of nowhere, buildings are rising at a very incredible pace. And there is no problem with buildings being built, but there are safety precautions. It is known, even the government knows, everybody knows, the county government knows that the area surrounding an airport, there should not be tall buildings because of a number of reasons. And the obvious reason is, if there is a tall building, an aircraft might cause an accident, because the path of an aircraft does not just go and then take a sharp turn. It won't come and take a sharp turn because there is a building in front of it. So earlier days, it used to be a smooth descent. What used to be a smooth descent has turned into a dangerous dance, dodging illegal skyscrapers. So they are even being considered illegal. And it is the actual truth, because these buildings, which are now causing trouble to the pilots, these buildings are illegal because they should not be built to the level that they have been built to. Pilots are dodging illegal skyscrapers. They are navigating razor thin margins. Like, thin margins is like a pilot just realizes that he just missed that building with by a fraction. They are also praying that the wind doesn't shift, because if the wind changes and he had already calculated, maybe I should pass this angle, this side by this angle, and then the wind changes, it can lead to something very different happening. It can lead to the aircraft being pushed a bit to the other side and causing a very tragic thing to happen. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to check out the bold newspaper, The Standard, and see what they said. And then I'll be telling you some more things that you should know about buildings being built around the airport. If you are a resident at any building around the airport, just know this is a video to watch. If you know anybody who lives around an airport, mostly around the Wilson Airport, then this is a video that you should watch to the end. To start with, today's newspaper, being the 18th of July, today is on a Friday, 2025, the bold newspaper went ahead and wrote a heading saying, "Ticking time bomb." And then down there is a illustration to show what could happen. There are buildings, some of them are residential, some of them are commercial buildings. At the far left, on the down section there is a cell tower. This is a control tower for the airplanes, and then there's a plane moving directly, like it is pointing towards a building. This is just an illustration to show you what can happen. And then you see the background, there is the airport itself, the field, and then there are some things pointing and trying to illustrate what could happen. But when it comes to the explanation, this is toying with death. In the skies above Nairobi's Wilson Airport, pilots are risking their lives and those of their passengers. Every single day, what was once a routine takeoff and landing is now a high-stakes gamble through a gauntlet of rogue high rises, many built irregularly in defiance of flight safety laws. So there are safety laws, and I believe everybody who has built a building here knows this. The county government knows, and everybody operating around the airport, basically everybody knows that around an airport there are safety laws. So at the heart of this looming disaster is a powerful northern Kenyan politician accused of arm twisting regulators into greenlighting unauthorized skyscrapers along a critical approach paths. Aircraft are now forced into steep last-minute drops to clear obstacles. One long gust of wind and it could end in flames. So the unfortunate thing, ladies and gentlemen, is there is a hand of a politician in all this mess. I don't know the politician. He has not been named, but it is believed there is a powerful Northern Kenya politician who is arm twisting the regulatory bodies which control what should happen around an airport, the airport flight safety laws. There is a powerful Northern Kenya politician who is, let's say, a tycoon has come and wants to build a building somewhere around the airport, and then the regulatory bodies tell the person, no, you can't build a building here because of it will cost, it won't be safe because of the airport. This person talks with a powerful Northern Kenya politician, and the Northern Kenyan politician gives a warning to that regulatory body, ordering them to green light the construction of the said buildings. So you see, this is toying with death. Like, a person knows clearly, just a matter of time, this could turn into tears, into mourning, into loss of life. But people still go ahead and construct those buildings, inconveniencing the pilots, the airplanes, the airport. That's just the standard. Let me mention some things for you so that we can be on the same page. You have to get the magnitude of what can happen. Let us talk a little. Let's talk a bit about Wilson Airport. Wilson Airport handles over 120,000 aircraft movements per year. 120,000 aircraft movements per year. The fact that we only have 365 days per day means that per day per year means that per day a number of aircraft movements are happening at the airport, meaning it's quite a busy airport. Mostly small domestic planes, medical evacuations, charters, and training flights. It serves key routes to places like Masai Mara, Lodwar, and Kisumu, making it vital for tourism, humanitarian efforts, and regional connectivity. Why is what is happening around the airport a ticking time bomb? Pilots and passengers are facing a life-threatening risks daily, because just a matter of seconds, something could turn tragic. Routine takeoffs and landing have become high-stakes gambles. Aircrafts are now navigating a dangerous gauntlet of high-rise buildings. There are some rogue high-rise buildings that have been built there, and these are growing threat. Many buildings are constructed illegally near the airport. They violate critical flight safety laws and airspace clearance rules. Skyscrapers are located in Wilson Airport flight approach paths. So, let's take this for example. This is a plane either taking off or landing to the airport. I know you have ever heard of njia za ndege. Yes, the planes don't pass the ordinary paths you would expect, but even at the sky, there are paths, there are places where the plane is supposed to pass. So the flight path, let's say for example, it collides with a building that has been built. What is that pilot going to do? These pilots are now forced to take deep navigations, like they just akikuja then finds a building, he is forced to go up something which it's not supposed to happen, because the pilot has to make the craft take off naturally. But this is like forcing the plane, like pilots are gambling and trying their best. Pilots are now forced into steep last-minute drops. This is what I was saying. Because a pilot cannot, let's say for example, he is landing. He is coming maybe from Masai Mara back to the airport. He can't start descending from a far distance, because if he starts descending from a far distance where he is supposed to, he is going to come into contact with the building. So first of all, he has to come clear the buildings, and then go down drastically just to make that drop so that he can equalize the distance he has wasted around the buildings. I hope you understand. A single wrong gust of wind or miscalculation could result in a disastrous crash. The sad thing that I have said is that there is a powerful politician from northern Kenya who is involved. The hand of politicians in these things is causes a lot of pain. He is accused of pressuring regulators to approve unauthorized developments, and claims of regulatory arm twisting and corruption are under scrutiny. Well, finally, as we finish, aviation and construction regulators are being blamed for failing to enforce safety laws. But what they don't know is there is somebody even more powerful than the aviation and construction regulators who is pushing their back. Questions raised about who approved buildings that clearly violate air safety rules zinazidi kuulizwa, but nobody is there to answer. Everybody is just pointing fingers to everybody. And until something happens, let's say until an accident happens or a crash, that's when you are going to see action starting to be taken. While this is something that could have been prevented earlier on. Well, I just wanted to bring this to light. I just wanted to talk about it because it's better to talk about something than to wait until an accident happens. Like this thing, the fact that I've talked about it means that I'll at least say I want them. I talked about it. I tried my best. So kindly give this video a thumbs up so that it can be pushed to more Kenyans. Before you leave, subscribe and make sure you click the notification icon on. I'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye.